Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a video that I just decided to do like an hour ago. I was like, this would make a perfect video idea, and that is sharing books that you guys and everyone is obsessed with right now. So I went on my Instagram and I was like, I need something that just like is gonna get me really excited about reading again. I've been reading good books, but I'm like, I need something that's just gonna like completely take over my life. And I was like, give me books you're obsessed with. So then I was like, why don't I share that here? I shared a bunch of the answers on my Instagram, but I want to share them on here as well in a video. So I do have my computer in front of me so that it's easier to look up, though the search function on Goodreads was not working yesterday. So I do know what a lot of these are about, and I'm not going to go through every single one because I got a ton, but there are some that I saw multiple times, so I'm definitely going to focus on those. So we're going to go ahead and get to all the books that you guys are obsessed with that I might have read or that are super at the top of my TBR. So the first one that a lot of people talked about, and I think that this actually started going viral on TikTok recently because I bought it this summer, and that was before I saw anybody talking about it. I saw the author at a Polycon, and Tori actually bought it for me for my birthday, and that is From the Embers by Ali Martinez. The thing on it was like angst, and I was like, angst queen, I'm gonna buy that. And now everyone's reading it and I still haven't read it, which, surprise. But it is, I think, a romance between, so the guy went into a burning building thinking he was getting his wife, but it was really his best friend's wife, and his wife and the best friend died, and so it's just him and the best friend's wife left, and I think they have kids and they have to raise the kids together, and they fall in love. Someone did say it wasn't as angsty as they thought it would be after everyone said it was angsty, but I'm very excited for that one. We also have a lot that were in the Willa Nash series, the Calamity Montana series. So someone said The Brazen, which I think, I don't remember. I think this might be Tori's favorite. It's either The Brazen or The Brawl. And I think someone else did talk about The Brawl. So it is a stranded together small town romance, The Brazen is. So that sounds really exciting. Oh, so she had an investor. It says that she has an empire, I don't know what it is, and for years her mentor helped her make her dreams come true, but then he died, and it's with his grandson, who's a billionaire. This has to be Tori's favorite. Tori's obsessed with billionaires, so I definitely have to read this. Oh, and a snowstorm traps them together. Yes, please. Literally, her review says, screaming, Pierce Sullivan is just OMG. That's the beginning of her review, so I have to read this. I've only read the first one of the series. Someone else said The Next Life Duet by Britt Benson. This is an author that I've been dying to read. I think she was actually in the Trope of the Month box, I think, or the Tilly Cole box with Hello Lovely. She was in a Hello Lovely box, and I got one of her books, and I don't remember which one it is, and I'm not seeing it anywhere obvious on my shelves. So this says that it's her brother's best friend, her tormentor, her least favorite person, and she finally saw him for something else, and then they got together, and then they were doomed from the start. So the cover of the Hello Lovely box does not give me these vibes, so I couldn't imagine that this was one that we got in that box, but I do love the covers of this, and this is an author I've been meaning to check out. We also have The Right Move by Liz Tomford, which I am dying to read. I'm pretty sure it's fake dating, and he's a basketball player, and she was Stevie's co-worker from book 1, so she was a stewardess on a plane, a flight attendant, so this one's high on my TBR, and I feel like I'm gonna be obsessed with it as well because I've been seeing it everywhere and I need it in my life. Then we do have Mile High as well, which is book 1 of the series. A bunch of people said that one too. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love that one. If I just like literally just see Lily's licking marks on my glasses. Anybody else's dogs get slobber all over their glasses when they get home because they're so excited? Lily did that today. Okay, anyways, what was I talking about? Mile High. Mile High is so good. This one is a hate to love sports romance. He's a hockey player and it's just so good. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So definitely agree with that one. We also had Jasper Vale, which I liked, but I didn't obsess over. I gave it 4 stars. I did read the audio, and it was Married in Vegas, and I feel like they skipped over the Vegas part really quickly, so I didn't really feel that instant connection between them that we were supposed to believe, so yeah. It was okay. I was a little disappointed in it, but it's still a 4-star read. The series itself is really, really good. We also have Promise Me Always by Elle Jackson, which I'm dying to read, and I'm pretty sure this one is a new one, and I've heard it has romantic suspense in it, which yes, please. And I need to read the rest of the series, but I think this one is a single dad romance. A fake fiance romance. Yes, and they're friends. And she offers, oh yeah, so she offers to pretend to marry me to get my kids back. So it does have suspense in it. I'm very, very excited for this because I did get a copy from Valentine and I just ordered book 1 from the Target sale. So this is an author I want to explore more for backlist. This is a series I want to start with. A lot of people also said Flawless by Elsie Silver. This one, absolutely yes, it is. Is this the first one? Flawless, Heartless, yes, this is the first one. So it's the Bull Rider with the PR manager. It's so good, tons of forced proximity, but a lot of people have also said Powerless, which came out today. This book is amazing. I got to listen to an e-arc of it and music to my ears with Teddy Hamilton's voice. It was so good, and this one is a friends to lovers, and I am a sucker for a good friends to lovers romance. I've been obsessed with that trope lately, and Jasper in here is a damaged, just stoic and quiet hero, and he's a hockey player. I'm obsessed with hockey players right now. So this one, absolutely agree. We also have this one called Black Ties and White Lies. So many of my friends have been reading this, and I've been seeing it everywhere. This is Kat Singleton, who I didn't even hear of before, and now all these people are obsessing over this book. So I'm pretty sure it is a billionaire romance. And okay, so he is the city's most eligible billionaire bachelor, and he wants her to be a fake fiance and personal assistant. I feel like that's such a common trope because I'm literally reading Katerina Mora's new book right now, and it is a assistant fake marriage, but like they actually did get married for an inheritance. So it's called A Temporary Wife, but that reminds me of this. People love their billionaires, and oh, I guess it's forced proximity and ex's older brother. I might have to add this to my TBR soon. I know it did really well in the Kindle store. We also have Binding 13, which I've also seen everywhere, and I'm aware everybody loves this book, especially my friend Tori from Novel Life. She just recently read this and cried during the second book. I am a little nervous though because they are younger, so they are in high school. I don't even want to look it up. I don't want to know the premise. I don't like knowing the synopses of books, and typically when I read them it just like goes in one ear and out the other and I never remember them. So I like being surprised by synopses, so I don't know what this one is about. I just know that they're younger. I think it has to do with rugby, possibly. It does. One of them's an athlete, and I don't remember which sport they play, but apparently it's really emotional. It's 2 books. They're super long though. The audios are absurdly long, so I'm not going to listen to an audio, but I need to read these. I do own the first one. It's right here. I have it. I'm gonna read it at some point. Then we have Hawk by Jessie Hall. So I did not recognize the cover on Goodreads, but it has this cover that I've seen a lot of people talking about, and I forget, I think Mary read this and she loved it. So many people are saying this is like after, like for adults, so they aren't new adult, they're not in college, but I don't know because I don't love after. So this says there's a dark romance, ex-con hero just out of prison, cheating, forced proximity, romance, and tattooed hero. This might have to go up on my TBR, but I've been seeing so many people reading this book. Like, it has been everywhere. Then I have Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This is a fantasy. I've literally read the synopsis so many times and I cannot tell you what it's about. Fantasy synopses confuse me. So this one though I've seen a lot around, and I actually have it out on KU, and I love the cover. So I definitely want to get to this soon. Someone else said Hold by Claire Kent. It's a prison planet romance. It's actually cute and a little angsty. Anybody who tells me a book is angsty, I'm going to want to read it. Claire Kent is definitely an author I want to read. I know Christy from Christy Reads a Lot's obsessed with Claire Kent, and she recommended me on my 12 friends to read books in 2023. I don't know numbers right now. So Christy recommended a Claire Kent book, so I had to read one anyways. I don't know if it was this one, but I definitely want to read it. So this sounds really good. I'm a little nervous though because it's like sci-fi, and I don't read a lot of sci-fi, but we'll see. I like post-apocalyptic, I don't know. Then we have The Final Offer by Lauren Asher, which yes, I'm obsessed with. I gave this book 5 stars. It is a friends to lovers second chance romance. Tons of groveling. He does have a problem with substance abuse, and that's heavily talked about in this book, so know that, but it is long but amazing. It is book 3. I think they're better if you read them in order, but the first 2 were just like okay, and I feel like you could skip to the last one if you really wanted to. But it was so good. So good. So precious. Cal is my favorite. We also have The Wrong Bride by Katerina Mora. This one I have out on audio, and I'm reading book 2 already before reading book 1, which is fine. And this one is the grandmother in the family like sets the sons up to marry people. So he is betrothed to someone for like a corporate alliance, and he actually is in love with the sister. And the sister that he's supposed to marry like says no. And so the other sister has to stand in, the one he's in love with, but it's like awkward or something, I don't know, but they end up really loving each other anyways. And I think like it was a question of like who's actually gonna show up to the wedding, because that's what they were talking about in book 2. But We have Before Us by Julie Ann, which I don't even know the synopsis of this one because it just came out and I haven't seen any of my friends read it just yet, but I do know this person, they said it was so messy and so angsty. So that sounds so good. She was found by her client sleeping in her car. She'd been cleaning his house as his wife was dying. They invited her to live with them. And then she dies. The wife dies. And I'm assuming, oh my god, she falls in love with the husband after his wife just died. So then this says, there's so many reasons to keep my distance from him. When we're not together, I miss the man I call husband. Does he miss his wife? If so, which one? So maybe they get married. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot. So we'll see how that goes. And then we do have Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. Listen, this one I read as an ARC before it came out and I loved it. This is one of K.A. Tucker's underrated books. He is a hockey player. She's a single mom and she saved him from like a car accident and he was gonna die and she saved his life and then they fall in love. And it's so, so good. More people need to read that one. And then Offside by Avery Keelan. Yes, and they also said The Wrong Bride. But this one, I believe, is the one that Tori loves. And this one, Tori's just read like everything. This one, she dates her ex's nemesis, like hockey rival. I'm pretty sure that's the synopsis. Give me all the hockey romances. Yes, please. We have Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. So I do know what the first book's about in this series, so I'd never actually looked at what the second one's about. So this one says she's pretty much having an identity crisis and she makes an impulse purchase. She buys a bus that she wants to make into her house. So she has no renovation experience, but she does have a lot of inheritance money. So she asks her friend Matt for help, and is it a friends to lovers romance? It's a friends to lovers romance. That's so cute. So I just told you I'm obsessed with friends to lovers romances right now, so I'm definitely gonna pick that one up. Then more Binding 13, Powerless again. We have From the Embers again. Ooh, Frayed Silk by Ella Fields. I need to read this one because this one, it says a marriage in trouble and it wrecked me. That's all this person said. Yes, I'm gonna add this to my TBR immediately. We have The Right Move again, The Final Offer again. We have The Words by Ashley Jade, which absolutely, yes, someone else ended up saying The Choice, which is the duet that comes after this that's coming out. I think the second one is not out yet, but the first one recently came out. But this one is such a good rock star romance that I'm obsessed with. So good, and Second Chance. Like, it's super chunky and long, but so worth the hype. Very emotional. And then What the Wind Knows by Amy Harmon, I have to read. This one is a time traveling, I think it's in Ireland, but I've owned this book for so long. I love Amy Harmon. Her books are so emotional and so good, and I just haven't read a lot of them. A lot of them are more towards the historical romance fiction aspect, more like historical fiction-y with a little bit of romance. So I've just been like not super into like in the mood to pick them up, but I just need to buckle down and read it. I think this also is on KU Read and Listen, if I remember. We do have a lot of Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, which yes, thank you. This one says, they're all books you've recommended. Still Beating was my last 5-star, which a lot of people have said, so I love Still Beating so much. In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, I've seen a million people talk about recently, and this one I know is a small town romance, and that's all I know. This is another one where I read the synopsis like 10 times and I forget every time what it's about, so I'm just not gonna do that again. But I do know it's small town and that people love it. I actually really love this cover. I got the new cover from Hello Lovely with their Trope of the Month box, which again, I know it's somewhere, but I don't remember. I recently reorganized when I did my book haul and I don't remember where I put anything, so it's somewhere. We have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, which I know so many people love, so many of my friends love, and this is such a good marriage, not marriage in trouble, they've already divorced. It's a divorced couple romance, second chance with kids. Amazing. So much talk though also about depression and going to therapy and healing yourself before you can commit to someone else, and healing yourself before you can commit to someone else. It's amazing. I love it. We also have Poison Roses, which this is Tate James and someone else, Jamin Eve. And I don't even know what this is about. I know it's Why Choose, which I'm very excited for. This one's definitely at the top of my TBR too. I'm so excited for this one. I think I put it in my anticipated romances video. Oh, is it a rock star? So it's 8 years after she broke her first love's heart before she could ruin his rock star career. And then the second boy she ever loved knows she saw him shoot a man and he's coming for her. Ooh. She'll do whatever it takes to escape his family's wrath. And then I think her ex comes back into the picture and he hates her other ex. But I thought it was, yeah, it's a Why Choose rock star dark romance. I mean, I love Tate James' Why Choose romances, so I have very, very high hopes for this one. even though I have no idea what that was talking about. But Hawk, again, I think a ton of people wrote Hawk in here. Jasper Vale again. We have The Choice, which I've already mentioned. Jasper Vale again. The Right Move again. Mile High again. Next Life by Britt Benson again. I told you, people are obsessed with all these books. So we have Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles, my absolute favorite. This one is a second chance romance, romantic suspense, so good. First in a new series. If you haven't yet, check it out. I know I talk about her in this book all the time. I will not stop. Then we have Forever After All by Katerina Mora. I don't know what this one is about. This one, I'm pretty sure there were like 3 or 4 Katerina Mora books on this list that people were submitting. Her books are so good. I've read 4 so far, and not this one though. So this one, it's A Marriage of Convenience. She's obsessed with A Marriage of Conveniences. I know so many of them have Marriage of Convenience, but like I said, that's a trope I'm super, super into. So that's all I know. They have a Marriage of Convenience. She's desperate because she has to save her mother's life. I'm assuming her mother's sick or something. Then someone said Across Time and Across Eternity by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This is the sequel to Parallel. Sorry, my puppies just got back from a walk, so if you can hear that clacking in the background. These are the next 2 books in the Parallel series, and this one says they're better than the first 2. These are the ones that actually are Elizabeth O'Rourke's favorites. I got to interview her and she said this couple is her favorite, so I definitely have to continue the series and read those. Then we have more that a lot of people have said. I'm gonna keep on moving through these. We have The Cityscape Affair by Jessica Hawkins. I just know this is super angsty, and I love Jessica Hawkins. I never got around to this series, so I think I actually got this series on audio when Audible was doing like a huge sale. Okay, so it says he's her soulmate, but she's another man's wife. Absolutely sold. That's one of my favorite tropes, so definitely want to read that. We have Powerless again, and then we also have Between Wrath and Mercy, which I saw a lot of people reading a couple months ago, but I know this is actually from Jess from Honest Fiction. She recently read it and loved it. This is a fantasy romance, and I have had this on my shelves for forever. I have the paperback right over there. I've not read it yet. It takes me a while to get the courage to pick up a fantasy because I have to be in the mood, and I know it's going to take me a while. So on my TBR, I know tons of people love this one. And then I'll do one more. Let's go ahead and go with... So a couple people said Control Me by Michelle Hurd, and this one is her new one, and I am obsessed with this cover. It is so good. And someone did say read book 1 before going into this one because you need to meet the couple. I don't know if that's true or not, but this one says it's a standalone full-length mafia romance, and I've read one Michelle Hurd book I didn't love, but I do want to give her another chance. So this one says they wanted to be a painter, but it's just a dream. Oh, because she's a mafia princess, and she's forced to go for brutal training and meets Nikolai. He's forbidden and way too attractive. He's cold and ruthless, and just because she flirted with him, he wants to make her life miserable, but I'm assuming that they end up falling in love. So that one sounds really good. But those are all the books that I got submissions for of what everyone is obsessed with lately. And I saw a pattern with these where they are books that I've been seeing everywhere. I've been seeing so many people talking about them, so many people reading them, and they are definitely on my radar and high on my TBR. So check these books out and let me know what you're currently obsessed with. I need all the recommendations, and I'm excited to go start reading more of these. So that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.